Right, so this video is for my brother-in-law, Steve. Now, this stove I got off eBay, brand new, because they still make these, unbelievably. It's £26.99. £36.99, sorry. So what you've got is a paraffin stove here, but it's paraffin pressure stove. So things you need to do first, right, okay. So let me take you through what it is. You've got a lock nut here, so you can transport the thing without all the paraffin leaking out. So let me take this off a second. I'll give you an example of this, show you this in the garden so you can see exactly what it is. That screws conveniently onto there so you don't lose it. Then you have your burner, which goes onto there, one-handed. Right, so let me tighten that up, bear with me a sec. Right, so this actually came with all the bits, you know, apart from this lighter, which is mine, came with all the bits, so you get, the next thing I'm going to do after I put this on is to put this burner ring on, like that. Then this bit's quite important, that's a silencer, and what it does is, if you don't have this on some of the older stoves, it's really loud, so it can sort of, I suppose, wake other people that are camping. You get all the tools with it as well, and quite a lot of spare bits and bobs of gaskets and God knows what with it. Right, so next you got your legs, which slot on like that. And find the last one, wherever it's gone. Oh, there it is. Yep, got it. Okay, so you can either have this plate on, which does fit pretty well actually, it just looks like it doesn't, on there, but I found out that the heat tends to go sort of around the edge a bit, so this would be better if you're cooking something that needs a little bit milder heat around it. So there is a special way to actually light these, which I'll show you next. So what we have here is, actually let me explain, this is a paraffin pressure stove. So basically you fill it with paraffin, or kerosene as the Americans call it, and what you need to do is pressurise it by pumping the thing up with this pump here, until you get enough pressure as it pops the paraffin up through a little tiny jet up there, and then it vaporises and gives you your nice blue flame. But I'm going to do that so there's no pressure in it. You can't just light it with a match. What you have to do is use this stuff, which is methylated spirits. What do the Americans call it? I can't remember. Something alcohol, denatured alcohol, that's the word. This is denatured alcohol, which got the most brilliant purple colour. I love it. Right, so what you do next is you take your methylated spirits and pour it into this little cup here, almost to the brim, not quite, 'cause as it expands when it gets hotter it can overflow. There we go, I think that should do. Right, next you put a flame to it and you set fire to this bit here. So there's your flame. Actually that's picking up really well. So what this flame will do, and it can run over the edge a little bit sometimes, but don't worry too much, it's not explosive or anything, methylated spirits. Well, what it does is the flames here are going to heat up these tubes here. So when the pressure in the vessel rises, when you give it a bit of a pump, then the paraffin that's rising through the jet will vaporise and catch fire, and it'll come out as a gas rather than a liquid, and it will give you a really nice blue flame. Now this at the minute is not the actual flame you cook on. This is just the lighting procedure, which I think, to be honest, is fascinating, but others might find it a bit dull. So at the minute, what we've not got is this valve has got to be open rather, because if you leave this open when it's heating up, if you leave this shut, sorry, when it's heating up, then the pressure can build up and squirt liquid paraffin out the top. So you must make sure that this valve is open. And generally you want to keep about 2/3 of the tank full with paraffin, just so it actually, you know, it's got enough pressure or something. Well, that's what I've read anyway. Right, now the paraffin's the spirits are burnt down a bit. What I'm going to do is shut this valve here, and this should have heated it up enough now to actually catch fire properly. So I'm going to attempt to pump it with one hand, and it should automatically catch fire, or not catch fire as such, but there you go. Now ideally they say if you give it 2 or 3 pumps initially, just so the thing starts going, and then when it's warmed up a bit more, then it will actually you know, it'll need a few more pumps to actually get the thing going properly. Excuse me. Okay, so now I've pumped it up to full pressure, and as you can see, we've got a nice blue flame there. It's still a little bit orange because it does until it gets warmer, and it's ready to cook. So if you want, you can put this griddle on, you know, and that'll help distribute the heat a little bit better. Or you can just get your frying pan or saucepan or what have you, and then, you know, stick it on there and cook your dinner. It's pretty ingenious, to be honest, and I'm really getting the bug for these things, so you're going to see a lot more of these videos in the future. Okay, thanks for watching anyway. Right, bye.